Hello and welcome back. It's Red here. So we're going to take cynane out. I'm going to show you a replay once again. And I literally had it not that long ago, as you can see by the time. It was not too long ago. We're going to start a good result for me in this battle. So we're playing on the Capitoline Hill, whatever it's called. So taking out three sets of tier 4 archers. Toxote. As usual, we're going to head up towards the viewpoint. I was going to try and spawn in this location, but this guy did, so it's not the end of the world though. This guy, I think, ends up getting the best result in the game now, so good for him. But yeah, so I'm going to head up with this guy, head up and see what we can do up here. The enemy team, for some reason, they're going to send in this cavalry player is a bit eager, so he sends in his cavalry now. I think it's so he can spot us, but the problem is there's so many units up here, and the fact they've got me here is archers. I can shoot over my units, and I don't realise at this point, but at this point we are getting hit by artillery, and I didn't even notice, and my troops are taking damage. I was like, why are they taking damage and not getting hit by anything? And then I realised, oh god, it's artillery. So we eventually do move them out of the line of sight, but we're trying to do as much damage as we can to these as possible, because obviously they are a big threat to me. But we've got the back of this Sommer guy, whoever he is. Shout out to you, because you played really well this game, so he's got my back as well. So I noticed at this point, so we're starting to move our units around. I actually clicked an order in this location, and for some reason they started heading down, and I was like, what are they doing? So I had to move them away, and then they set up on the walls, and basically didn't really work too well, so I moved them back so that they didn't run all the way down for no reason. And what we're going to do now is going to set up here, wait until that artillery finishes firing. Somehow he's got me spotted here though. I don't know how he's spotted me. They shouldn't be able to spot me in this location, and I don't see any other units to be able to spot me. So I was a bit confused. Unless he's seeing the flags there, so he's just firing at the flag. But he does so much damage to me, and they're so accurate, the artillery shots as well. So I moved back out of the flag to make it go down, and then I think he realised, and then as you can see, he's actually getting attacked by our cavalry at the back here. So he's actually under attack by our cavalry. So it was a good maneuver by our cavalry. So in the line of sight, so we start firing again back at this the cavalry unit, sorry. And yeah, I don't know what the player's doing, but he's just running around. A bit of friendly damage there, but not the end of the world. You always pretty much do a little bit of friendly damage as artillery, God, I can't speak today, as archer sort of style players. But then I think to myself, well, they're not moving, so you know what, I'm going to move up so I can hit them. So I start moving up down to my units, and then as I go down, I think this player realises, and he starts backing his units up, because I think he's trying to lure me in, and they start going down there as well. So everyone starts backing up, so I was thinking, oh, screw this, so I just kept going. And luckily, I had the backup from these two wonderful players. This guy here, sorry. These two players, they just thought, you know, screw it, and they went with me as well, which was good. So I start firing into the backs of these, what are they, Carthaginian hoplites. So, and then I start firing on the cavalry, because I think, you know what, that's the biggest threat to me right now, not the actual spears themselves. So start firing, and then he realises, and he starts backing them off. So I start heading back my troops up again, whilst these two players are once again in tow with me. They're starting to head up with me. So he's using Libyan recruit and Carthaginian hoplites. So I'm heading my archers up anyway, and then getting ready to this spear unit. So I start firing at this spear unit again, and then keep heading my units up. And he's actually got a spear unit around the side here. There you go. Just came up on the camera. So that spear unit, I think, we'll get a couple of volleys into him. So we start getting a couple of volleys into him, and then he brings his other units back up the hill. He will in a sec. He'll start bringing them back up the hill. There's one down here, and there's one in that bush there. So I'll start bringing them back up, and then I changed my focus on them, because he's not actually moving them, and they've gone into that sort of, you know, defensive shield thing. So I'm not actually doing that much damage. So I start focusing these, and then seeing the swords coming up. So the swords, obviously, I don't want them to get in the flanks of my swords. So I start firing at them, focusing them down, and then again, I'm going to do a little bit of friendly damage, but it's not actually too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad overall. I haven't done that much altogether. So I start focusing them anyway, and then he's charging the spears over again. So what he does here, which is a big mistake, is the fact that even without this formation, I'm faster than him. Yeah, I mean, this is the only way to deal with archers, and I understand that, and it is a frustrating thing when archers start running away from you and start firing it. But I split my archers up, and then there's no way he can chase all three of them at once, and he can't protect himself from all angles either. And then look, and then straight away, this guy comes up, saves my arse again. Well, it doesn't save my arse because I was going to kill him, but I think he's going to be able to deal with him. So I just straight away move my archers up. And it's going to seem like a very boring game in a minute, but then it's out of nowhere it comes. The entertainment comes, should I say? So I start firing a couple into there, so I get quite a big friendly damage. So I think I won't do that. So I go to the side here, and as you can see, I'm about to go to the side, but I keep them separated though, because if you bunch them all up, they actually start firing over each other, and you'd actually do more friendly damage. Whereas if you keep them separated, they fire on a lot flatter trajectory, as you can see here, which that last volley did quite a lot of damage, but the two volleys before didn't do pretty much any damage to my own troops. They only did it to the enemy troops because of the flat trajectory that it has on it. So I'm running my archers down here, just what's going on the other side of the battlefield. So we've got them, and then we've got all this enemy team. But the problem with this enemy team is there's hardly any of them left, and they're going to be their downfall. So we're heading into the cap anyway, and I don't realise, but there's actually a player hiding behind here somewhere. But he comes out later. Oh, I think he does. I think he's hiding behind it. I don't actually know. I don't know where. I don't know if he comes from down there and then just runs round, or comes from the forest and then runs up. I don't actually know what happens, but he appears later anyway. So we're starting to cap. Think, you know what? We're getting to the cap. So I'm indicating to these. I indicate to these. Right, come on, get in the cap. Get in the cap. Get in the cap. So they finally take the hint and they start heading towards the cap. This guy straight away, straight in the cap. He's got more units than me, so we will actually cap the base faster than me, or capture the points, even though I actually started before him. But yeah, that's just the way it is because of the amount of troops he actually has. So there we go. The enemy are coming out of the woodworks, and now we noticed them. Cavalry is the biggest danger to me to start with. So I click an order on the cavalry to try and take out as many as I can, and straight away, and then what I do is I hide behind the infantry, because if he can't get through the infantry, then he can't get to me, which is the biggest thing. So I start targeting the infantry then. So as I'm targeting the infantry, they're starting to head round, so I head back down to the south. I'm going to say this is south. Well, yeah, southwest, isn't it, more so? But yeah, I'm heading into the southwest this situation. So then I start firing again at the infantry, and then the cavalry starts coming around attacking me. And I think, you know what, I'm not going to run, I'll just fire at them. And then, yeah, there's that little of them. They're not going to be able to do substantial damage, and I actually do finish them off here, yeah, see. Finish them off. I'll take it off cinema so you can see, actually. So I'm heading, these are my troops heading around the back. So I'm thinking, get around the back here, and once again, spread them out, and then be able to fire at the backs of all of these. I'll put it on for now. All of these enemy. So again, firing at them, and they're not going to be doing that much damage to me, so I'm not too fussed about all of this, because they're not actually dead, they're just lying on the floor, because, I don't know, tired or something. I don't actually know. But yeah, so moving my units around, and then this is what I didn't notice. Came out of the woods. This is what I was on about. And I go, oh God. So I click an order and move away from them, because they catch me at first, because I didn't even notice them. And then I thought, this is where I moved them away. So I moved them away. Bearing in mind, they are capping our base as well. So it's tiff and tack, because we've got people in there in the artillery trying to stop them. And then they're trying to stop us from capping. And it's a massive cluster. So my archers are back here anyway. So I'm firing a few shots into them. But I am damaging a few of my friendly sort of units. And then he brings a unit through. There it is. This is it. The unit. He's bringing it through because he's actually firing at me. I thought it was a friendly unit at first because it was on the blue, but it's not. This is actually an enemy unit. This unit here, and it starts firing at me. And I think, you know what? I'll bait him with this unit, move these two units, and see what it means. See as it fires over. So I go, oh, I'll move them, get a more flatter trajectory, and then watch how fast this is. They do. Some of them still do fire over, but it's a lot more flat trajectory though unit. And then yeah, I finish off this infantry unit, no sweat. He finishes off my archery, but it's a good trade though, I would say. My archers for his. Whilst this is happening, this infantry blob here is getting taken care of by these two wonderful players here. And then there's no point in me firing in because I'll just cause too much damage because there's too little enemy players or enemy soldiers to actually kill. So it's about to finish up here. So this happens and then yeah, we end up capping the base. And it's a good result all round. So yeah, victory to us. So yeah, as I was saying, this Summer guy who does the most damage, and I'll see if I can get the end results up. Are they still? No, they're not. They're gone. I did come second in that battle though. I got 5,500, whereas he got 6,400 overall. However, I have been able to, since yesterday, I have been able to get the upgraded helmet. All I'm heading towards now is the Cycladic or Cycladic archers. I'm gonna say Cycladic. So Cycladic archers, and I'm gonna actually unlock. I might potentially unlock both of them before I move on to them. I'm not sure because I don't know whether I want slingers. I might want. I'm a bit torn at the moment. I don't really know if I want them or not. Like for example, if we go to that, what's their range? So the missile weapon range is 140 with fully upgraded on that unit. Whereas I hate this feature. You can't go back on that thing. So if you go to this unit and then go to their bow, their max range is 106. So there is a significant range difference in terms of the bow to the sling. However, the bow does a lot more damage than the sling does. And the slings are basically the sling units are basically a very good counter for archers because they don't do that much damage, but they got the extra range, so they can outrange your archers, and they do a lot more. Like they can do a lot of damage before you even come into range of them. So they are a very good counter to archers. So just bear that in mind. Ideally, what you want to do, I would say, if you want to just run with a total sort of, ranged unit sort of layout, potentially just go with two archers to do your heavy damage and then one slinger to outrange, potential enemy archers slash slingers themselves. Or do one archer two, because the archers are packing more damage, so that's what you need them for. You need the more damage to be done. So you may as well get the extra damage, and whilst I'm here, I put the broadhead. So this is basically things that you can add on to the unit, so that does a little bit more damage in the battle and stuff like that. Whilst you've been away, I've also done. Leonidas has got fully upgraded now as well, and heading towards the Macedonian hoplites. And then I'll go obviously progress through the Macedonian hoplites all the way to the Royal Spartans, which is what I want him to have eventually. I've got 4,500 XP, so I'm not too far away from getting Hannibal. I would say that's only another maybe a day and a bit away. With the current speed that I'm progressing through the game, it's only probably about a day and a bit away from actually being able to unlock Hannibal and then going through the Carthaginian sort of tree. Romans, I've started with what? Germanicus, Jesus Christ. Germanicus, I've unlocked pretty much everything. Well, I've only got one more battle and then I'll be able to unlock the hat with him and then we'll move on through his. But I'm not too fussed with the Romans at the moment. And then Barbarians again, I'm not too fussed with them. But we have level 2 and we will unlock these like periodically as well. And I'll keep you up to date with all of the different units as well as the cavalry units. But for now, that's been me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.